Me, Aaron Sorkin's one of the best living writers today. And, you know, when I heard he's coming out with a new film, I'm like, hey, it's gotta be at least good, right? Well, it's freaking fantastic, and this is a must-see from me. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing The Trial of the Chicago 7. Now, of course, if you guys are new here, make sure to again hit that like and subscribe. And if you guys enjoy movies, reactions, rankings, I do all that sorts of stuff over here on a daily basis. I love talking movies and I want to keep talking them with you guys. So make sure to also leave a comment down below and let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this movie? Are you not? Let's discuss it all down there. Trial of the Chicago 7 stars Eddie Redmayne, Alex Sharp, Sacha Baron Cohen, Jeremy Strong, John Carroll Lynch, Abdul-Mateen II, Mark Rylance, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and my god, pretty much everyone you could possibly think of. And it's about the story of 7 people on trial stemming from various charges surrounding the uprising at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago, Illinois. Was, you know, I mean, one of my most anticipated films of the year, but I did stay away a lot from it because I didn't want to know much about what the film was about. I didn't want to know much about anything. I didn't see any of the trailers going into this. I just knew the cast, Aaron Sorkin's involved, and that's all I really need to know. And again, this film, for me, is a masterclass in so many different things, which you'll be hearing that word a lot throughout this review. And definitely the thing I want to start by talking about is the cast involved here. Every single one of them gives, honestly, an award-winning performance. Each and every one of them has that one in particular moment that sets them above the last. And maybe that's a little bit too much for everyone because, again, every single actor does get, again, that one moment that singles them out above the others. But there are some in particular who I, again, think deserve the nomination nonetheless. And that starts with Eddie Redmayne, who, for me, I think is probably going to be the main lead throughout this film when they do go towards the Oscars. All of them could technically be supporting, but Eddie Redmayne definitely gives a performance that I haven't seen from him yet. We've seen many different performances from him. He's one of the best working actors right now. But for me, Redmayne, what he does in here is so different, especially when it comes down into the third act and really where his character starts getting involved and revelations start coming out about. It's what he does in those moments that truly are just awe-inspiring. And also touching in, for me, Sacha Baron Cohen. A lot of people know him as Bruno, Borat, the typical movie-going audience knows him as that. But he's a fascinating actor, one of the best working actors ever. He's so underrated when it comes to performances, and this role that he gives in here, the guy, I mean, for me, is one of my favorite supporting performances of the year. He should definitely be at least nominated. And I love what they were able to do with his character in particular. I think he speaks a lot of volumes for everything that's kind of going about inside this film. And it's kind of an inspirational character at that as well. But he's also the comedic relief in many different moments. And he elevates the script's comedic points as well. And I really loved how Cohen was able to elevate each and every one of those moments. Really, two of the other big performances in here, of course, is Mark Rylance, who, again, great actor, steals the show, has the big moments, but this is another performance that I haven't seen Rylance do before, and I'm actually really happy to see how bombastic he can go at times, and again, how he's subtle, but when he needs to go loud and confident, he can go loud and confident, and that's something that, again, I really like from Rylance, but Chewie! The performance had actually knocked me on my ass, and I wish he was in the film more. Now, for the context of the true story, I understand why he was in this as much as he was, but the true performance in here that really made me just go, holy crap, is Abdul-Mateen II. I loved him in Watchmen. I loved him in Aquaman. I think this guy is an excellent actor, but holy crap, I knew he was in the film. I didn't even notice him when he walked in. He comes in frame, and I'm like, is that him? There's no way that's him. Come on, that's not him. And it was him. He transforms into this role into such a way that I've never seen him transform into a role before like this. A lot of the performances in here, in fact, are very transformative, but it's something about his performance in particular that just bled off the screen, and I was like, perfect. And speaking about moments, character in particular has one of the hardest moments to watch throughout this entire film, and in fact it made me feel very gross. It pissed me off and angered me, and much of the film will actually get you angered and make you pissed off at what is going on, and again, it'll actually make you think about the past, the present, and the future of our government and in general our society, but it never gets too political into the space of going today, because I know that right now a lot of us are very much facing heavy political upheavals, but what this film does in particular is really tackle into the court system, and I loved what Aaron Sorkin was able to do that. And again, each and every one of these performances were masterclass and elevated the script at hand, which the script, Aaron Sorkin, one of the best living writers ever. The guy just destroys this script. Really, every single moment, every single scene, every single monologue is shooting off like firecrackers usually, but in this one, I would say they're shooting off like fireworks. Just every single moment, beat for beat, airtight, and really just laser gripped to the floor that just possibly could not stop. It is excellent the way that the script was written. It's masterclass in writing as well. The directing is great. I really liked Aaron Sorkin's first directorial debut, but I do think it was a little bit too long and the pacing was a little bit uneven. But for me, this film, it was fast-paced, it was moving, and the editing is a big part about that. This is one of the best edited films as well for the year. If you want to see a great edited film, this is where you kind of look for it. I think film students will be able to analyze this film in so many different ways, especially when it comes down to the editing that I was so impressed by, and every single realm and every single layer of all those moments. And I was just, again, so impressed to see how he was able to do this. And again, just fantastic filmmaking all across the board. Across this whole entire film, there are moments in here that I will not be able to forget. There are moments that will definitely be stuck with me. And the way that he's able to tell the story in such an interesting, entertaining, and also crowd-pleasing manner, while at the same time really rivaling you up and getting you mad as the characters are, is something that's a true testament, because this is seriously one of the best films of 2020. Let's get to my con. And actually, this is kind of a weird con. Like I said, in Molly's game, I felt like the pacing was a little bit lackluster. I feel like the film was a little bit too long. My actually con for this film is I felt the film could have been at least 20 minutes longer. There are moments that I wish they would have expanded on just a little bit more. There are moments where I wish they would have focused in deeper on certain character developments, and especially certain moments. I love the framing. I love the structure of the whole entire film. I just wish there was a little bit more to do with certain characters, especially one in particular played by Calvin Harrison Jr., who is also great in here. And it's actually funny, there's actually going to be a film called Judas and the Black Messiah coming out next year, which I'm actually really excited for. And he's actually, the role he's playing in this film is actually the same role that Daniel Kaluuya is going to play in there, which is pretty cool. So maybe this will make a great double feature. But nonetheless, I did want the film to be a little bit more expanded on in certain moments. Honestly, at the end of the trial of the Chicago 7, you're going to be chanting the whole world is watching. It's a fantastic film that is masterclass acting, writing, directing, and definitely the editing. Gripping, riveting, and especially from the first scene to the very last, I couldn't keep my eyes off the screen. Cohen, Mateen II, Rylance, and Redmayne are truly my big all-stars throughout this, but every single person in here has that one big moment that pushes them above the line. And honestly, when it comes to a SAG Ensemble Award, this should be nominated for that. This film should be nominated for very much a lot of different things. This is a huge Oscar player, guys, and a lot of you guys are going to absolutely love this film. So with all that said, I'm going to give The Trial of the Chicago 7 an A. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on. See you guys are seriously all the best. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Head on over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. And of course, it's a big thing to you and a big thing to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you guys again. And of course, until next time, stay classy.